Welcome back, everyone. This is GTA Failer. In our last video, we tackled the mission The Fastest Boat from Diaz. In this video, we use the awesome new Spanned Express outfit we have to conquer the final Diaz mission. It is called Supply and Demand.
Eject! Plastic crap! You doing this to me? Who do you think you are, you piece of plastic shit? Oh! Oh! Bro, you! It is my favorite El Burro movie. It's died. What else can I do?
It's probably not plugged in.
What? Damn. No matter. I can buy 100 more.
The first part of that cutscene is one of my favorite in the whole game. So last video, we had a geography lesson where we learned about all the states and countries from Vice City all the way down to Caracas, Venezuela. This video, we're going to give you a history lesson, kids. A VCR is the piece of technology that Ricardo Diaz just shot up there. It stands for Video Cassette Recorder, and it is an ancient media player. They used to put like these big black plastic honking things in there, and they had tape that would run between a couple of magnets, and you get to watch movies and TV shows with full color video and audio. It was amazing. Probably went the way of the dodo back in the, I don't know, mid 90s or something like that. Super ancient. But I really like the fact that this is a call out to GTA 3. He mentions his favorite El Burro tape was in that VCR. El Burro was a mission giver in GTA 3. He gave missions out at a telephone on the first island, Portland Island. The telephone was to the north of that island in a concrete park called Hepburn Heights. I'll play a little bit of the start of an El Burro mission. We don't ever see his face in GTA 3, but we do get to hear his voice.
Some insolent triad stole my beautiful car last night, wrecked it and left it burning. Some of my most precious donkey memorabilia was in the trunk. Real collectibles that are irreplaceable, my friend. I've hidden a throbbing weapon on the edge of Chinatown. Take it and teach these triad vandals to fear El Burro's well-endowed wrath. Arriba!
El Burro gives Claude 4 missions in GTA 3, each one more inappropriate than the last. He is a porn star and porn director. Specifically, he specializes in donkey porn. I had never heard that phrase before, but for researching an episode in my GTA 3 series, I had to Google it, and now I live with regrets. Left to right, it's 8-Ball, El Burro, Kenji Kassin, and then a woman that I would swear is Catalina, but that the wiki consistently claims is Maria. Feel free to weigh in if you happen to know whether that's Catalina or Maria.
So Tommy, we know it was Diaz busted our deal, so why in the hell are we running errands for him? The more we learn now, the less we have to learn when we take this town over.
So back to the mission at hand. Just to remind you, last video we stole this boat, the fastest boat on the East Coast, from the boatyard over on the western island of Vice City, and we brought it to Diaz for the purposes of making his smuggling business better. And he has shared with us that once a month there's a dealer who shows up in this particular bay, and whoever gets there first gets the drugs. So first thing we need to do is take this very fast boat and get there ahead of the competition, 4 other boats that are trying to get to the drug dealing boat just like us. There's kind of 3 main paths that you could take here. I'll show each of them. Here's the rightmost path of the 3. And then once we get to the drug-dealing boat, then we pick up the drugs, but then we are chased by a bunch of other boats and a helicopter and some gunmen on that jetty. In the first part of this mission, Tommy was driving the boat and Lance was defending the boat by shooting at the other boats. And then we switch once we get to the second part of the mission. Now Lance is driving and Tommy is defending the boat with an endless supply of Ruger ammo, but you cannot change weapons during this part of the mission. Once we get back to Diaz's mansion, we will pass the mission. The reward is $10,000, plus the black tracksuit becomes available over at the Jock Sport in downtown on the Western Island. This is one of 2 missions you're required to pass in order to unlock the only Kent Paul mission. That one is called Death Row. I'll also remind you that in the previous mission, the fastest boat, Lance had discovered that it was Diaz who set up the ambush for that drug deal gone wrong in the very opening cutscene of the game, which resulted in the loss of the drugs and loss of the money, and also the death of Lance's brother Victor Vance. In that last mission, Lance wanted to off Ricardo Diaz right then and there. Tommy said that Tommy would take care of it. Tommy was gaining Ricardo's trust. At the start of this mission, when we began driving the boat, Lance wondered why we were still running errands for Diaz, given that we knew that Diaz was responsible for that drug deal gone bad. Tommy says that he wants to learn more about Diaz's operations so that it'll be easier when Tommy, and potentially Lance as well, take over Vice City. So Tommy is playing the long game. So you can see our boat health was a little bit under 50%, but we made it here to Diaz's mansion, so that's another mission pass.
Good shooting, my friend. You're a real, proper, grade-A lunatic.
Well, thank you.
See you around, Tommy.
Okay, Mr. Lance Vance Dance.
And that is mission passed, 10,000 bucks to our name. In the top left, we will learn that we got the black tracksuit available to us over at Jocksport. Let me just hop in this helicopter now and show you the black tracksuit. And busted.
Tommy Vercetti is an innocent man.
Thank you, Ken. I am an innocent man. I collected 80 stupid hidden packages just so that I would get that helicopter. That Sea Sparrow is mine. How can I be busted for stealing something that's mine? So here's the black tracksuit that we earned by completing supply and demand. We're going to ignore that Lance phone call for now. I'll play it for you later. And we change out of the blue Hawaiian shirt and into the tracksuit. Looking good, Tommy. Back to the Spand Express outfit for my fails and quirks part of this video. First thing I'll show you, if you destroy the Squallow before you go into that pink marker, you fail. You destroyed the boat. Guilty as charged. And then I got in the boat, got in the pink marker, and hopped out of the boat, and was surprised when my minigun didn't blow this thing up after like 5 rounds. And then I poured a whole lot more minigun ammo in there than I needed to when it finally dawned on me, oh yeah, right, the Squallow is bulletproof for the first part of this mission, which is so silly because the first part of the mission, you are hunted by guys with guns and Lance is defending you and the guys with the guns. Okay, we killed Lance. Yeah, because I'm frustrated. Why are there guys with guns and you're given a bulletproof boat? It doesn't make sense to me to nerf that part of the mission with a bulletproof boat, but what do I know? So here's what I'm going to call the middle path. It's the other path that the game is expecting you to take, just following the other 2 boats. I'm playing this one in double speed. I'll wait until the end and I'll stop just shy of the drug boat and then show you what happens when you don't come in first place getting to that drug boat before any of these other 4 guys. So here you can see Lance starts shooting once they get in range. Their boats are not bulletproof like ours. Too slow, man, too slow. Yeah, and then these 2 pilots of the NPC boats, they just start flying around. They've made us fail. The mission is accomplished, and they're just having a good old time. Whee! The pink marker that puts you into the boat here at the beginning of this mission is way bigger than it looks. It includes both sets of stairs, all of the lower dock, and even out here into the water. And I don't know how high up it goes, but it is massive. All right, so the boat is right underneath. Oh my goodness, Tommy's head is very close to those spinning blades, but this seems fine. Lance seems chill as usual. So you're gonna watch very carefully here. This is an unskippable cutscene about the we got some competition, but Lance is gonna eat it. Watch this. I guess it's the back of the helicopter was still spinning. I don't know, like the rotor back there and the tail. I killed Lance. I didn't do anything to Lance. Come on. Now I'll show you what I think is the best path to take on the first part of the mission. It's again in double speed, and you just go left. Don't follow either of the 2 pairs of boats. Just stay left of the golf course, go under this bridge here. You make one gentle right turn, and then at the end of this little straightaway, you make one hard left turn, and that's it. You don't have to worry about the other boats. Not that the other boats will hurt you with their bullets, but you could run into them, and that might throw you off of your path. And in this attempt, I just wanted to see if Lance was bulletproof while he's driving the boat. And the answer is nope, nope. Sorry, bud. In the next clip, I wanted to put the helicopter even closer. I tried to put it basically right on top of the boat. Yeah, you can see sitting sitting right there on top of the boat. Let's see how Lance reacts. We can kind of see him there through a couple of the windows of the cockpit of this helicopter. Yeah, he's relaxed. He's okay with this. Yeah, he's fine. We've got eye contact. It's solid. I can't see any other parts of his body, just the top of his head. Oh, there's a hand. But yeah, this is fine. After the competition cutscene, I got out of the boat. Like actually everything was fine. Like nothing was on fire. The chopper had fallen off the back. I think I intended to get into the chopper and I missed it and I just started drowning. And then Lance told me that I was fresh. Cool.
I like your style, man. Real fresh.
In this next clip, I wanted to start this cutscene with the competition, then quickly get out of the Squallow here, and then hop into the Sea Sparrow and see if I could get to that drug boat in the Sea Sparrow before the other 4 boats. I thought it was going to be tight. I didn't know if it was possible. I'm going to octuple speed this short flight, and here at the tail end of this flight, we'll see And indeed, it is very close. Here, I'm touching the water in the magic spot. I'm touching the boat. Do I win? Where's the cutscene? Mission failed too slow. Are you kidding me? I'm out. I can't take this. Then I wanted to see if it was possible to blow up any of the 4 competition boats. There's one. There's 2. Oh, this minigun ammo is awesome. Come on, lucky number 3. And what's behind door number 4? Ooh, an explosion. Nice. And then I also wanted to see if I could blow up that drug boat. So I just drove my boat a little bit closer, and then bam, mission failed. You destroyed the boat. I didn't even know it could. And now we'll watch the boat sink slowly to the bottom of the sea. This is in double speed. Check out on the left-hand side, we're going to see the kind of white bubbles, the air bubbles from the boat. That's a really nice touch. Never even noticed that the sinking boat does that kind of animation. Very cool. In this next attempt, I again took the Sea Sparrow, and I lost, but where's the boat? Like, the drug boat isn't even here. It's weird. I don't think that's a draw distance thing, just some kind of glitch. Very strange. I wanted to try to land on that drug boat and see if I could hijack it. You can. I'm not going to show it to you. Nothing interesting happened. It's just an ordinary drivable marquee. A few videos ago, we did the mission Phnom Penh, where Lance was piloting a helicopter, and we had to shoot a bunch of street wannabe gang members. And I used a replay glitch in a clothes icon to unlock the camera and also make it so that I could fire at 1 frame per second, way faster than intended. And I decided to try it here as well, and it worked. Oh, this is awesome. 1 frame per second. I can blow up everybody and everything here. This is fabulous. Note that even though this boat is not bulletproof from enemy fire, it doesn't take any damage when we shoot it, either in this glitch state or in the normal state. Gunman on that jetty, let's take him out. Where are you, fellas? Here you go, get some of that. Oh, everybody, this is just like dominoes. Awesome. Oh, helicopter. And flaming helicopter. Oh, look at those 2 windows flying. So cool. Bam. And blow up. Okay, I think that's the last enemy. I'm just going to skip the rest of this trip right here. It's also weird how the boat changes color so dramatically. I think it's supposed to change slightly when you go underwater versus being totally above water, but it's pretty dramatic. In this next clip, Lance is going to get clobbered in the head by one of the other boats. So we bounce off the wall and then kaboom! Oh, that was sick. And now the other driver is celebrating, doing some boat roly-polies? I'm not sure what the technical name is. We've already seen that the boat that Tommy drives on the way to the drug boat is bulletproof, and it has a couple of other proofs too, which I'll show you in just a few minutes. But one thing it is not immune to is damage from collisions. It's not damage-proof. And so in this clip, I intentionally rammed this boat many times into the side walls really hard, and eventually it catches on fire and explodes and we fail. Interesting to note that the boat that happens after we get to the drug boat, the one that Lance is driving, is not bulletproof, obviously, because it's getting shot up by bullets of the bad guys, but it is damage proof. So even if Lance happens to drive into lots of other solid objects in that boat, it will never explode. It will never take damage from collisions. Unsurprisingly, if you flip your boat over, you fail. Lance dies instantly, which results in the mission fail. It takes us a little bit longer to drown. You can see that the health points don't start coming off until a few seconds later. I guess you don't start drowning until the mission-specific fail text fades from the screen. As I mentioned in the very first video in this series, I'd like to get all of the unique vehicles that I think are reasonable to get, and this Squalo is bulletproof, and as I mentioned, has a couple of other proofs, so we're going to get it. We're going to store it in one of our garages, and the way to do that is first to fail the mission, so we will kill Lance, which is always satisfying. And as I drive over to beach my boat near the Hyman condo safe house, I'll read from the wiki in the trivia section for this mission. The song that can be heard playing in the background during the boat cutscene where we meet Lance in the boat is Dance Hall Days by Wang Chung. The song is also featured on the in-game radio station Flash FM. It's also played in the Malibu Club. This is the only mission where the Sparrow, or any other type of aircraft, is used by the Cubans. The Sparrow is that helicopter in this mission. Due to having an unlimited amount of Ruger assault rifle ammo in the second half of this mission, the player will lose any Ruger or M4 ammo that they had already accumulated. The Desert Eagle in the first cutscene after Diaz shoots the VCR sounds like the Beretta in the first Max Payne game, another Rockstar title. Diaz mentions El Burro during the opening cutscene. El Burro was an unseen character in GTA 3. In the game files, a deleted cutscene for this mission can be found. There's audio and a small animation file. The cutscene can be seen in the below video. So I'd recommend you check it out. I've linked the wiki for this mission in the video description below, and you can watch the short deleted cutscene for this mission. This is the last of 4 missions given to us by Ricardo Diaz, and while we will see him in one future mission, it's time for us to rate all of Ricardo's missions and to rate him as a mission giver while we watch me push my boat over to the Hyman garage. So the first Ricardo mission was called The Chase. That was where we had to drive over to the street wannabe gang leader's apartment and then chase him across the rooftop and then follow him as he was driven in that BF injection over to the gang safe house. I kind of like that mission. I really appreciate that there's a way to steal that BF injection and just drive the guy straight to the safe house. That's pretty cool. We'll give that one a 7 out of 10. Next mission was Phnom Penh 86, where Lance pilots the helicopter and we have to shoot through, I think, 7 scenes of bad guys and then go in on foot into that same derelict mansion, the safe house that we found for the gangs, and then steal the money and bring it back to Ricardo. A lot of people really like that mission. I honestly don't. I have a really hard time aiming while the helicopter is moving all around, and that's the point. That's the thing that makes it difficult, but I just don't really like that one. 4 out of 10 for that one. Then we did the fastest boat, where we went down to the boatyard and stole the fastest boat and drove it back to Diaz's mansion. That one's okay. We'll give it a 6 out of 10. It's quite challenging, I think, if you have to fight through all those bad guys. But there's that easy strat where you just kind of teleport into the boat from afar and ignore all the bad guys. And then finally, this one here, Supply and Demand. This is pretty cool. It's got the 2 parts. You got to pilot the boat on the one hand and then defend the boat on the other. And even though this is a rail shooter, just like the Phnom Penh helicopter rail shooter, I don't have as hard a time controlling the gun and aiming here on the boat as I do in that helicopter. So this one's a 7 out of 10. And putting all the numbers together, we are going to average out Ricardo Diaz to a 6 out of 10. So he is slightly better than the first mission giver, Ken Rosenberg, who got a 5 out of 10. Ricardo now has the new highest mark, 6 out of 10. So we've got our boat all the way pushed in. Well, it sticks out a little bit, but that's okay. You can actually let it stick out even a few feet more than I did here, and it's still fine. So we're going to save our game right here at the Hyman Safe House, and then I'm going to show you all 3 of the proofs that this boat has. Now, I've already shown you one of them. I showed you that this boat was bulletproof, and that was during the mission. It's bulletproof, but even after the mission, after we failed the mission, it is still bulletproof. So we will give it some minigun. That's plenty, that's plenty. Let it go, GTA failure. All right, good. So we saved the game there because I was going to use a weapons cheat, and I don't want to save any of these cheated weapons, so we're going to reload our save file after we show off the 3 proofs. So it is fireproof, both the flamethrower and the Molotovs, although I'm not sure if these ones are actually getting in the garage. Kind of hard, it's a cramped space. But anyway, this thing is bulletproof and fireproof. And then let's toss a grenade over there to show that it's explosion proof. Eat it. Eat it. And then finally a couple of rockets. Really explosion proof. So bulletproof, fireproof, and explosion proof. Pretty cool. But not damage proof as we saw. You can blow this thing up with enough collisions. So now we'll reload the save state to get rid of those cheated weapons. I'll head up onto the roof, which is where we'll hop into the helicopter. Grab a couple more weapons on the way, and then I'll cut out the drive back over to Diaz's mansion, where I will save the game, and the rest of my attempts in this video are from this saved file where we've already stored that unique squallow. Even though, as we've seen, the squallow that we have at the beginning of the mission is bulletproof, I will now demonstrate that this squallow, after we get to the drug boat, is not bulletproof, not from our weapons, not once we're off the mission. So we fail by killing Lance, and then we will just shoot this squallow a bunch of times with our Uzi, and we will see that eventually it will start smoking on the right-hand side, and then catch fire, and then blow up, which I thought would kill me, but actually, since I'm not piloting, it only damages me about 80 hit points. But it damages the boat enough that makes it sink, so now we start drowning. And again, I really like the little water air animation, those 2 white spouts when a boat is sinking. Good stuff. Technically, that Squallow that I just destroyed is a different unique vehicle from the previous one. That Squallow is fireproof and explosion proof. Not bulletproof, but it is damage proof. I could push it into my garage over at the Hyman Safe House. I choose not to. But we do have one of the two Squallows here. So in this clip, we've got my challenge here, which is to see if I can pass this second part of the mission without doing anything. So I haven't moved the camera. I haven't fired a single bullet. Check out how my boat catches fire even before the boat health is down to 0. It's I don't know, I guess the boat health bar is a little bit messed up because your boat catches fire and will inevitably explode when the boat health is down to maybe 10-15% instead of 0%. So I tried that pacifist challenge 4 different times, and all 4 times I died at about the same spot in this path. The helicopter gunman is just too strong, too accurate, too many bullets hitting the boat. I don't think it's possible to survive that, even if you get lucky. So if the pacifist challenge doesn't work, then what's the opposite of that? Well, that's the destroy everybody challenge. So we're shooting everybody, hoping to leave no witnesses alive. To add to the challenge, I was also kind of hoping to shoot the individual people as opposed to making the boats and the helicopter blow up. I didn't quite succeed there. I ended up blowing up that boat right there and not the driver. The same thing with the helicopter. I will be able to take out the helicopter gunman, but the helicopter itself caught fire before I took out the pilot. Here we had some trouble. Can I get this last guy? Oh, you saw it. You saw it. He was limbless and falling. So there we took out the gunman of the chopper, but I couldn't quite take out the pilot. Ended up blowing up the helicopter. So just fast forwarding through this part of the trip, and then we will take out the last gunman and the last boat pilot, and mission passed. I'll fast forward again until we get over to our next starting mission marker, which is going to be over at the construction site for us. And then we're going to play a phone call from Lance to Tommy in its entirety. I just don't get this phone call. In the previous mission, Lance and Tommy were as buddy-buddy as they will be at any point in the game, like best friends, right? And so where is this phone call coming from Lance?
Yo, Tommy, it's Lance.
Yeah?
Oh, nice to hear from you, Lance. Come on, man. Be cool, be cool.
I'm in the middle of something. What do you want?
Nothing. Just to say, look, Tommy, we can do this thing. You and me, no problem. You know what I mean?
We're going to have to do it, because otherwise we're going to be dead, Lance. We're in too far now. But thanks for the call. Speak to you later.
I know he's insecure, but given his coming betrayal, I just don't get it. I don't get what this phone call represents. So if you have any thoughts on what's going on with this phone call, where it's coming from, please leave them in the comments. That's going to wrap up supply and demand. If you have any memories you'd like to share about this mission, go ahead and leave them in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you real soon.